physical, physiological, psychological, does not feel the same gender identity. There is a mismatch. There is a confusion. That is why women feel disgraced every time they enter into a sexual act and come out.
They see whether the movies that they watch, the social media friends,
Shallow
the
breath
conversation that the child
is
experiences with
lust,
their friends. It
deep
is at a very
breath
young age, even
is
before
love.
they
That's
understand
it.
about who they are, what their likes and dislikes are.
Existence is alive just like you,
All forced with the concepts of relationships.
and it breathes just like you.
Actually, this incident literally like
Whenever there is a shallow breath,
19 years old.
the insecurity your system feels makes you feel lusty about
We both were in the same
your
class,
body,
and
your identity, your emotions.
Swamiji, and after
Understand the primal lust is lust towards your body,
in one of the places, and
your
catching
identity.
up with her, how she was, and what is she doing, how is
Then
she
it extends to
at that time
lust
this is
towards
19
wealth,
years old.
other person, and all,
Shocked to
everything.
hear all the classmates who are of my
The
age,
primal
so
existence
many
of the
them
lust
already having
is
relationships.
fundamentally
Friend was saying that,
short of
she
breath.
had
Short breath
boyfriends
and
she
short
broke
of
up with her
breath,
boyfriends, so she
the
felt
insecurity
depressed. They do not
generated
even
by it.
understand this concept of
I am making a
they do not
simple
understand this
equation,
concept of breaking up, but
nothing
so sad.
else.
They are just 19 years old.
Deep breathing, long breathing
Parties, drugs, and
will create such space in you.
Swamiji told, and I felt so grateful that I had
Simply, you will be in love
even before
with
those kids
you, with
identify
everything
who they
and
are,
overflowing.
get into relationships.
Lust
Saying
is
that one of
nothing but
our friends,
short breath,
he had to get into a rehab because he got
short
into
of breath,
alcoholism. He's 19
and
years old,
all
he
the
get into alcoholism.
incompletions, insecurity
But
generated
treats
along
all
with
this as
short breath.
normal. By the
Understand,
time a kid is in its fifth
I am not
grade,
going to
they
ask
start
you to have a
being
deep
forced to
breath.
start experimenting
The
with
moment I
drugs,
reveal
alcohol,
this secret and
society,
understanding, you will
social media,
start having
all of
deep
this, see,
breath.
every
That is
female
Jnanapada. The
built
solution should be as simple as breathing.
how did I get to the
Listen carefully.
videos that I
Just today, one of them, my disciple was asking me, Swamiji, one
before
very important
a kid
question.
can understand
You are a
what they are
macrocosm,
going through when we all hit the
and you
physical
have come down into
puberty.
this body as
At that time,
microcosm.
there's so much changes that happens in the body.
How do you feel?
Physiologically, psychologically, in all
I said,
levels.
precisely,
For even for you,
I feel I'm a macrocosm because I have not come down.
is
I have reflected myself into this body and woken up,
kind of who you are when your body
started operating this system, not
so many new things.
shrunk into this
So you
system.
are still trying to understand, you're still trying
This
to figure out what
system
happening.
is not
But
exclusive of
what
me. It is inclusive of me before the system was created, during the system was functioning, after the system stops functioning. Throughout,
the media and all.
this was inclusive of me.
You are just 18 years old, and
That's
why do
all.
you have to take sannyas? You don't feel it is very.
That's all is the difference between lust to love.
You don't feel bad.
If
you're
you
not able to wear
feel
normal clothes like others,
the
you're not able to,
system alone is you,
relationships like others. I was just laughing inside when I asked them
you
that.
exclude everything else.
For all of you,
The
it's just
exclusivity,
society treats
you feel only the
alcoholism,
system is you,
relationships, physical
the body
relationships,
is you,
and drugs,
or your identity is you.
all of these having
That's
boyfriends,
lust.
girlfriends as normal at the age of just
Short of breath,
17 and 18.
short breath,
At that same age, when
insecurity generated by it,
how not to be in depression and
all that comes.
So
Yogi is a person who breathes with cosmos. That's all.
Every one of you that
Yogi is a person who breathes with cosmos. That's
we are
all.
all really blessed.
I'll repeat. Yogi is a person who breathes with cosmos.
About yourself, the conclusions about yourself that
Just breathe with cosmos.
important,
You will be overflowing with love.
experiencing who you are.
It's not something you need to do. Even if you remember and the moment you understand, oh God, automatically it starts happening.
The root of it is just one.
Jnanapada, knowledge is solution. Fundamentally, with your shrunk, suffocated identity, short of breath and short breath, the kind of the insecurity it generates, the reaction of possessing is manifested by you. Understand, the insecurity invokes the powerless response of possessing. The possessiveness is powerless cognition. Comes as a response reaction to insecurity. All insecurity is perceived by you first, only as a shot of breath. You can test any information or the moment you experience insecurity. It's a breath which gets first attacked. Understand? Deep breathing, decide to breathe with the ocean, hills, life, river, tree, everything around you. Decide to breathe with Chandra and Surya. Decide to breathe with the whole existence. You will be in love forever. I don't want to get into the nitty-gritties of do's and don'ts related to lust and love. Oh, if you marry this many times, your lust can be transformed into love. If you don't marry at all, your lust can be transformed into love. I am not getting into any of that. I am not getting into the lifestyle related details of lust to love. I am straight getting into the Jnana Pada of lust to love. Understand? Jnana Pada means just by knowledge you are liberated. No rules are given, no practices are given, no techniques are given, no methodology is given. Straight by listening to the truths you are liberated. At the most, very rarely you may be asked to contemplate. That's all. During the Shravana, you are little disturbed, then manana is requested. Means the contemplation. That's all, nothing more. The whole satsang is 2 lines. Short breath is lust. Deep breath, long breathing is love. That's all. When you breathe with cosmos, you are love and you radiate. Whatever toxification you have accumulated, whatever patterns you have gathered, whatever difficulties, incompletions you may have, understand? Your patterns are not the real problem. You operating them again and again is the real problem. With a deep breathing with cosmos, with a long breath, operation of the patterns will be destroyed. Operation of the patterns will be destroyed. Understand this truth.
Even men go through puberty, they hit their puberty stage. Of course, there's different physiological changes that happen.
This first statement I am making, your life has nothing to do with what you do, and it is all about how you experience your consciousness. Second statement I am making, life has nothing to do, life is everything about what you are contributing to others, not about what you feel about yourself. Both looks very contradicting or paradox. If you understand in both words, in both statements, I mean different truths, different level truths. First statement when I say you, I mean different. Second statement when I say you, I mean different. First statement when I say about you, I am talking about consciousness. Second statement when I am saying about you, it's about that selfish.
That is why there's so much of suffocation that people feel.
Too much of me.
Listen very carefully. Swamiji gave a very
that powerlessness, weak selfishness.
Write down all the cognitions that inspired you to explore others' body or allow others to explore your body.
In the level of consciousness,
the kind of the cognition, emotions, mood swings you were going through.
Anything you declare, consciously decide, willpower is enough purpose. In the outer world, anything you declare as you, responsibility is tapas. Listen carefully.
Another person explore you or you explore another.
See, in the outer world, if you declare
It creates a deep impact in your inner space.
you are a president or a prime minister of some country,
The only way that
responsibility, taking responsibility for that work
definitions of gender
is tapas.
upon you.
Everyone who enters into politics
We are going to
imagines themselves,
with the
literally declares
now listen very carefully. Start. You're going
that they are the president or the prime minister
you're going to start
or in the top position of their country's politics. Listen. In the outer world, anything you declare, you need to take responsibility for it. That is the tapas. If you declare yourself as a mayor of a city, you need to take the responsibility and fit into that shoes. That is tapas.
the suffering that you are still sitting with.
If you declare
Responsible to heal it.
you are chief minister or the governor of a state,
Whoever had this question,
you need to take the responsibility for that declaration
Kumbhamela, I had
to make that into reality. That is tapas.
and third eye. So I did the third eye reading.
In the inner world,
So Swami is doing japa.
if you declare yourself as Shakti,
So there was an incident.
as Paramashiva,
As we
or as Ganapati, or as Subramanya, you may declare whoever you want as you in the inner world. If you declare yourself as Paramashiva, or Paramdama, Parabrahma, Parameshwari, anything in the inner world, will persistence is the only tapas. See, when you declare you are Paramashiva, naturally all your inside patterns, self-hatred, self-doubt, self-denial will flare up and show so much of obstacles, problems, difficulties externally and internally. But you standing with will persistence, I will see everything as Paramashiva. I will face all these self-doubt, self-hatred, self-denial. Even the doubt whether I am Paramashiva or not, I will face it from the space I am Paramashiva. How Paramashiva will face self-doubt, same way I will face. How he will face? He will just burn it. Tripurasura. Tripura Asuras are the self-doubt, self-hatred, self-denial. How he dealt with them? He just burnt them. Same way, I will burn my self-doubt, self-hatred, self-denial just through will persistence. Listen. In the conscious world, anything you declare as yourself, will persistence for it is tapas. In the external world, anything you declare about yourself, taking responsibility for it is tapas. Now listen. Ardhanarishwara is the pure conscious manifestation of Paramashiva. If you declare you are Ardhanarishwara, just have will persistence as tapas, you will manifest Ardhanarishwara. I tell you, manifesting Ardhanarishwara is the ultimate sexual fulfillment. Neither womanizers nor nymphomaniacs taste even the glimpse of what is Ardhanarishwara. Listen. Womanizers use women more like scratching for itching. Actually, if you want to kill a monkey, you don't need to do anything big. Just if you make a small wound in the hand, very small, just one small needle, that wound is enough, because the monkey cannot keep quiet. It will go on the scratching. After 2 days, even if the wound heals by itself, monkey will scratch again and make it as a big, until it becomes septic and finally dies. The monkey will not allow it to get healed. A small wound is enough for the monkey to kill itself because of that itching and scratching. Is a natural animalistic pattern. Listen, the sex of the womanizers is exactly the animals itching and scratching. You will not find any love, any romance, any consciousness involved in it. If an act sex can be fulfilling, then prostitutes must have been enlightened long before. Listen, sex does not originate from the physical world or action. It originates from conscious world, being. I tell you, yesterday itself I was telling, even an ordinary act like a smelling or eating starts manifesting from the foundation called love for the existence. I tell you, people who carry love in their consciousness will never become obese. Don't try to come and tell me, oh, I have seen many obese people who are very loving. Maybe their behavior, external behavior may be very loving or matching with people who do acts out of love. The inner space in consciousness, what I call as love, is a overflowing quality towards everything. It's like if you are alive, you will think, you will breathe, you will smell, you will digest, your blood will be circulating, everything will be happening. Same way, if you are loving, it will be towards everything. It is the quality of consciousness, not the quality of the external habit or attitude or actions. Listen, love is not defined by your external actions. Love is defined by the very existence or the quality of your consciousness. Even if Paramashiva does samhara, means destruction of this universe, I will not call he is angry or he is violent or he is bad. He does even samhara out of his love. I tell you, consciousness expanding itself to celebrate its oneness is love. See, consciousness goes towards the food to make the food as part of itself or for it to become the part of the food. Consciousness goes towards anything only to make oneness happen? I tell you, nothing is inauspicious if you understand love. Everything is inauspicious if you don't understand love. Sex is the amazing expression of that love to make another one body into oneness with you and you with the body. Listen. When your consciousness moves towards food out of love, it wants to make that food as part of itself, means oneness. Give the oneness experience to that food. If the same consciousness without love moves towards the food, it wants to grab that food and destroy it and manipulate it and exploit it. Food lovers never become obese or diseased or ill. Food manipulators become ill, diseased. How many of you understand what I am talking? Food lovers never become obese. Food lovers never get disease. Food lovers never get any illness related to food patterns, food habits, and food eating style. It is food manipulators. People who rape food, understand this word. People who rape food due to food pornography. I'll coin a new word, pornography. What is food pornography? Too much of advertisement about the food using colors and arrangements. People are triggered by the food pornography and rape food, get diseases related to eating patterns and food. All of you, again and again listen to this powerful cognition and carry in you. Listen. Once you align your food pattern, your sex pattern will be easily aligned and your life will be just celebration. Your life will be just celebration. So listen carefully. Listen intensely. Digest this truth. You loving food is not wrong. You manipulating food and raping the food is wrong. Understand? If you love food, you know how much of food can become one with you, your digestion ability. What kind of food can become one with you? What kind of food will empower you and get empowered by you? Listen. Whenever you digest a food and that becomes energy in you, not only you are empowered by the food, you are also empowering that food because that becomes energy. Whenever there is a problem due to food inside you, not only you are manipulating the food and raping the food also gets incomplete with you because it has not fulfilled the purpose for which it happened. Right eating with the right consciousness fulfills you and the food. Now, whatever I am talking about food, use the same principle and map it to music, vision, visuals, all the five senses, including sex. You will see very clearly. Are you eating or raping the food? Are you loving and having sex, or are you raping the other person? Are you masturbating out of the high romance? Are you masturbating out of the violence, raping attitude? Look at the whole thing. You need to look into, are you eating food out of love, or are you manipulating food? Or are you raping the food? Same thing. Are you having sex out of overflowing romance, love, oneness? Or are you just raping the other person out of anger and violence or some other reason? Understand? Sexual act, a man first feels physiologically pressured by the hormones. So physiology sends the signals to body, physical structure. So it starts responding, but psychology is not having enough life positive affirmation to be active. It does not have enough love. It only feels the pressure of physiology and physical components. So it is waiting to take revenge on the physiology and physical component the moment act is over. The moment act is over, psychology just takes over. Building you, manifesting you, like how from mud the pot is made, same way. I'll teach you the science of using consciousness and manifest your life. Simple 3 instruction. Listen. I'll explain the logic, science behind the instructions next. First listen. The root chakra, Mooladhara. The lust-centric, lust energy-centric chakra. Second, Swatisthana. The spleen chakra, fear-centric. Third, Manipuraga, navel chakra, food and ori-centric. Now, listen intensely. In the lust center, there is no difference between your visualization and actual action. The actual actions impact and your visualizations impact on your life. If you see, the actual actions of your lust may have only the legal implications externally. Other than that, other than the legal implication, whether it's a legitimate wife or illegitimate or gay or lesbian, other than the legal, socio-legal component of the sexual act, the act or the mind, mental action, please understand, 2 words, very raw, your fantasy, your pornography, your masturbation, all this and actual sexual act, this too, if you see all the mind related sexual actions, body related actions, other than the legal implication, there is no difference, there is no second difference on the consciousness between these two. Let me put it more and more straight, because I am talking to the large open audience. My words need to be very clearly spelled out. That is why step by step I am spelling it out and using long sentences. Listen. Consciously, your visualizations about sex, pornography, masturbation, all these has the same effect as physical act. And I am not going to say physical act is good, bad, right, wrong. If this is same, then why not go for physical act? All those logic I am not going to analyze. I am going to reveal some of the most important truths for your enlightenment. Let me stop from the angle of attending to this whole issue only from the angle of enlightenment. Listen. Listen sincerely. Let me give you some of the conclusions. Let me give you some of the conclusions so you will understand the logic. First, mentally digesting all the fantasies of sex, body pleasures, completes your being, liberates you from undersexed or oversexed bondage ideas. Man or woman, person who always equates sexual pleasure to the sexual act feels either undersexed or oversexed, feels all the time others are oversexed and they are undersexed. Too much of complicated relationship with sex leads to complicated relationship with the body, leads to complicated, very frustrated relationship with the thinking itself. Please understand, this is too important thing you need to know. You need to know the conclusion I wanted to give, and powerful cognitions you need to carry, both. The conclusion I wanted to give, listen carefully. Your conscious expression, manifestation of lust, sex, sexual acts, fantasies, pornographic manifestations, your wild perversions, everything. If you sit and chew them consciously, not mentally, there is a difference between mentally and consciously. If you chew sexual fantasies mentally, you will be obsessed, and all the actions related to sex will be like a compulsion, forced. There will not be any conscious involvement, freedom or participation. More like a, you have to sneeze. Listen carefully. Mind binds, consciousness liberates. Formula, basic sutra. Mana is bandha, chit is moksha, mind is bondage. Anything done mentally leads to obsession and obsessive compulsive behavior. Consciously, when you engage with your fantasies, desires, sex related right, wrong, good, bad, socially accepted, legitimate or perversion, anything. If you can consciously use your visualization and get involved, you will be liberated without need for the physical act from the feeling of undersexed or oversexed, denied or exploited, all the incompletions, frustrations related to sex. All human beings feel, whether they are having legitimate marriage relationship or outside marriage relationships, whatever may be, irrespective of age, gender, orientations, choices, everybody feels either undersexed or oversexed, either deprived or exploited. It's like a cycle. The fundamental root cause is sex remains as obsession, compulsion. The act does not have liberating consequence, fulfilling consequence. It may be tiring, releasing, letting you rest, but not fulfilling. Please understand. I'm getting into the deepest important formula for power manifestation. All the 5 perceptions you carry about sex, all the 7 perceptions you carry about death. I will explain all these 5, 7, everything. Why I am saying 5, because the Mooladhara has a 4 petal and center core. That's why 5. Mooladhara is the chakra, the sex chakra. Swadhisthana carries 7. It's actually the 7 perceptions of death. 5 perceptions of sex, 7 perceptions of death. All these 11 perceptions of love, all this is absolute delusion. Please understand. It is not, I'm not even saying it is false or lie. If I say it is false, you will try to argue with me. Oh, you don't know, Swamiji. I am really undersexed. It is a truth. It's not false. It is based on the facts. Hey, listen. Anything I say, true or false, you will start arguing. It is not lie, it is this, it is that, all that I am telling you. This very fundamental foundation perception is delusion, I tell you. If you know the joy of remaining in ecstasy internally through unclutching, externally whether some body touches you or not, this whole perception about the sexual activity and the sex gender identity, the whole thing is delusion, I tell you. Even if you struggle unclutching, try for half an hour. Your internal hormones, chemicals, as I was describing the other day, chemistry of your biology is mind. The chemistry of your biology will be aligned to the alchemistry of Paramashiva through unclutching. Unclutching is the best catalyst agent to make the chemistry of your biology align to the alchemistry of Paramashiva. శాంతం చంద్రకళాచూటం సర్పసన్నత సచ్చటం కడిసూత్రోదర బంధనైః. This one more Shastra Pramana where Paramashiva describes himself in Kamikagama Purvapada, 4th chapter, Archana Vidhi Patalam, sloka number 330 and 331, Sadashiva Dhyanam, Shantam Chandrakalachutam Sarpasannata Sachatam Kadisutrotara Bandhanaihi. I'll read out the translation. Sachatam means Paramashiva as Chatas. Udarabandhanam means the ornament tied on the abdomen stomach, means the abdomen of Paramashiva is tied, not having belly. Paramashiva is having a controlled, strong stomach. Listen. Whatever I am trying to convey today through this satsang, whole unconscious humanity is playing prank on you. Don't get pranked. Wake up to the reality by just half an hour unclutching. Half an hour. Attempting to unclutch is also okay. I am not even saying you should master unclutching. Attempting to unclutching is also okay. The social concepts and definitions of gender, gender-related issues, if you take it as a joke, great. But if you seriously record them in your muscle memory and biomemory and keep them inside your cognition, it can be dangerous. Please listen, it can be dangerous. When a male body made to believe certain concepts of masculine, certain concepts of being a male by the society, the kind of a tension that muscle memory, biomemory goes through, the kind of a suppression it goes through, the kind of expectation it has about the other gender, the kind of incompletion it suffers and craves for the suppressed part, is hell. Such punishment for whole life. And the worst thing is, whatever you suppressed in you, declaring yourself as the male and avoiding anything other than so-called male, you will be searching for it in some other muscles which you will never find. which you will never find. And this seeking goes on, tortures the person who is living with you, who has committed their life to you. It is like you torture the other person. The other person, she has her own suppressions. She is also product of the society, unenlightened resources. She has suppressed tons of things in the name of she being a female. So all that she is searching in your muscles. It's like in Indian villages, this early morning hen will come out with chicken and start searching all the dustbins for food. Searching. Searching in others for the suppressed component in your muscle. Searching in others for the suppressed component in your muscle. Is the most frustrating thing that can happen to anybody in life. Even if you are a potato couch, because you did trial and error on yourself, it's easy to get you out of it. But the patterns you pick up from others, believe it as your muscle memory, install it in your biomemory, takes such long completion, requires strong completion process for you to get out. Again and again it triggers violence, dissatisfaction, incompletion, resistance, a wrong principles of sex. Understand this word, wrong principles of sex. Earlier in India, men used to wear only the dhoti and maybe one small angavastram. Slowly, the exposed upper body started getting associated with the idea of sex. Then they will have to cover. Then now even the exposed shoulders gets associated with the idea of sex. I don't know when the exposed eyes and the nose are going to get associated with the idea of sex. And then you have to wear complete covering. Understand various parts of body triggering various ideas, concepts, patterns in your system shows how the society is going lower and lower level, and our common agreements are sinking deeper and deeper and stinking. Our common understandings do matter. Our common understandings do matter because knowingly or unknowingly, even if you understand the higher principles, in your day-to-day life you are forced to live the common understandings. Seek Shanti Tattva because it is reality. It is experiential reality, existential possibility, ultimate space to reside. Seeking for happiness is myth. Seeking for happiness is the myth. Because the idea of happiness is myth. Stop seeking for it. Listen intensely. Seek Shanti Tattva. Seek Paramashanta Swarupa. Paramashanta. It's a real experience. You will achieve it. When you achieve, you will feel your seeking was worthy. But seeking joy is delusion. The definition of joy, the idea of seeking joy, the method or the way in which you seek joy, everything is delusion. When you start seeking peace, Shanta, your visualization capacity mixes, merges, becomes one with your consciousness. Your consciousness becomes one with Paramashiva's superconsciousness. Your Sankalpa will become Shiva Sankalpa. Your will become Shiva's will. Listen. Seeking joy is absolute stupidity, foolishness, delusion. Seeking peace, Shanta. I don't want to use the word peace because there is no other word I'm using peace. Peace is too small word. Peace is impotent word to translate Shanta. Shanta is one of the non-translatable Sanskrit principle. Listen. The principle of Shanta, Shanta Tattva, is non-translatable. So understand the definition I am giving. Alive, vibrant, core, which does not get shaken by big bangs and black holes, but remains as active component and independent intelligence of the existence is Shanti Tattva. Peace is too small word because no other English word exists. I am using the word peace for Shanti. Otherwise, I am not okay with you chanting Om peace, Om peace, Om peace after every Upanishad verse instead of Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. No, Om peace, Om peace, Om peace. No. You should know it is non-translatable. But because there is no other way, I am using the word peace. Listen. Listen carefully. start seeking peace, your mental capacity, visualization capacity, your capacity to get excited, your capacity to get emotional, your capacity to become active, your capacity to become energetic, your capacity to be alive, all this will merge into your consciousness and Paramashiva's space. Paramashiva himself will start manifesting in you. Seeking joy will make you more and more grasp. It will bring you down from consciousness to emotional, emotional to mental, mental to physical grasp. Start seeking peace, you will move from grasp, physical to mental, from mental to emotional, from emotional to visualization space, and from there you will move to consciousness and to superconsciousness itself. If you start seeking peace, you will get intensely involved in your sex-related fantasies, visualizations, perversions, and you will master it. You will get involved with your fears, fear patterns, the ideas, thought currents which gives you nervous breakdown, mental breakdown. You will master it. You will get involved with your unconscious food patterns. Understand? Sex, security, food, all the three should not be obsessive compulsion. When these three are obsessive compulsion, you are a slave. Listen carefully. Eating for the sake of joy will create more and more bondage. Eating for the sake of joy will create more and more bondage. Listen. If you start eating to find Shanta inside you, you will find the right food. I tell you. In every level, apply this principle which I am talking. Personal, physical, mental, emotional, and interpersonal relationship are social issues. With everything, apply this principle. Listen carefully. Whenever I give an example to explain a principle, just don't hold on to the example. Example, I map it into one small problem, but use the principle in everything you face in the life. In everything you face in the life. In everything in your life, seek Shanta. You will achieve it. Not joy. People who seek joy feel whole life is a struggle. Life will be struggle as long as you feel you want to get out of it. Now your life is a struggle. At one point, everything will become peaceful. You will be out of it. Everything will be joyful. Listen carefully. People who seek joy feel always life is filled with conflicts. People who seek peace realize there is no such thing as conflict. There is only one thing, responsibility. Life is all about raising the standards of your responsibility. Raising the standards of your responsibility. What do you call as conflict? Raising the standards of your conflict. Raising the standards of your struggles. Raising the standards of your wars. Don't fight with cheap people. Don't keep your wars cheap. Don't keep your conflicts cheap. Because you don't have confidence on yourself, you are afraid you may be physically broken, mentally broken, psychologically broken, emotionally broken, economically broken, consciously broken. You keep your struggles, wars, conflicts too cheap and low. What I mean by visually getting involved, consciously getting involved with your sexual fantasies, perversions, without the physical act, consciously getting involved with your insecurity, fear patterns, without physically trying to raise your so-called securities, consciously eating continuously without physically dumping food in your stomach. What I mean by this three conscious involvement and what I mean by tasting Paramashanta Swarupa, what I mean by the word when your struggles are cheap, you are cheap. When your struggles are high, you are high. When you are beyond the struggles and full of responsibility and know that life has no struggle, it's all only about responsibility, you become leader. All these statements will become your realization when you start tasting Paramashanta inside you. All the zigzag puzzle will fall in place and it will become, you will just experience that huge click. Cosmic click. Wow. Yes. Understand? I am not here to teach you. I am here to initiate you. My initiation will teach you. Every day I come to Satsang not to teach you, but to initiate you, to give you the Shakti Pada. Actually, to give you my smile. to love you. My love, my initiation will teach you. Your bhakti is your internet connection. My love for you is my internet connection. My uplink connection is my love for you. Your download connection is your bhakti for me. The connection actually happening is Shaktipada, initiation. I am here just to love you. My love will teach you. I am here just to initiate you. My initiation will teach you. I am not here to teach you. I am here to love you. Every morning I am here just to say, I love you guys. How are you? Doing well? Why you did not shave? Why there is no vibhuti in the face? Why did you put the round kumkum? Why can't you put the Trinetra Tilak? I am here just for that.
And each step of the way, understanding about how we are, what we are, how we can manifest our own highest realities. Today has been like one of the most important days, whether be it about learning the secrets of love and genders, learning about going beyond these uh, constraints of genders that the society adds into us, or understanding about Tantra, understanding about Ardhanarishwar, understanding about what is gender equality in Hinduism. These were so amazing. These are like literally, these can kickstart a profound journey for you to navigate through your everyday situations with these right powerful cognitions. So, this brings us all to the conclusion of our day today. Tomorrow is very, very important day. Tomorrow we have Dakshinamurti and Shukra initiation. Do not miss. Please make sure you're joining us tomorrow. And this brings us all to the conclusion of our day today. We thank you everyone for joining, and let us conclude our day with the Purna Mantra. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ओं तत्सत् सर्वं भगवत्श्रीनित्यानन्दपरमशिवपादुकार्पणमस्तु ॐ नित्यानन्दम्. Thank you all, Nityananda.